Igor Kovacevic, the CEO of the Serbian Pavilion here at EXPO 2020 Dubai. Thank you for having us here today.
No, it is my great pleasure to have you here. A few more days left until the end, but we are still, running very good and very fast with our teammates, welcoming all these great people from around the world to Dubai Expo.
Yeah. Now, Igor, this pavilion is all about Serbia being on the world map as, trying to portray itself to explain to the world that it's creating ideas. Could you please explain to us what exactly is in store here?
Exactly. We actually did our best to showcase Serbia in a little bit different way comparing to the traditional approach. And basically, we are putting our visitors in a form of a time capsule and driving them through the various spaces, times, and dimensions for over 10,000 years. And at the same time, we try to communicate something what is Serbia most famous about. That is a very long history, culture, tradition. Is something that we are actually probably top in our region and want to be the top in the world and in Europe as well. And that is being a leader in the creative industries. And when all this combined together, we have our participation in Dubai Expo 2020.
Yeah.
And I observed you've got a great virtual reality immersion so that people can really experience that journey, you said.
Exactly, but this is all goes hand in hand with our idea to showcase the best results that Serbian companies and the Serbian researchers put on the map. And our story actually starts with a prehistoric man, and the visitors have the opportunity to speak actually with them and interact through the meta-human technology. And this meta-human technology actually allows you to put yourself in a digital avatar in a metaverse.
Wow.
So this is the first point. And then one of the last points is actually to visit some of our great museums like Nikola Tesla Museum, National Museum, some contemporary exhibitions as well in this meta universe as well. Don't forget, our pavilion is located in the mobility district, so we actually try to communicate mobility of the know-how or the expertise in the people through various times, spaces, and dimensions. And this is where this virtual part of the Serbia comes very hand. And when you open the pavilion, we actually didn't know how people will react, and the reaction was great. So great that we actually had to have a waiting list. People need to apply online or in person. In a few hours they can come, or in a few days, depending how the demand is. Yeah. But it was the great, very, very great feedbacks we had.
Now, Igor, what are some of the key messages you've tried to portray to the people visiting this pavilion? What is it that you're hoping that they would take away from being here and seeing what Serbia is all about when it comes to innovation?
Yeah, well, we tried to showcase, and I'm really sure that we succeeded, that this creative industry elements and innovation is lasting not for the last decade, but for over 10,000 years. And the main topic around vintage culture actually connects to the Serbia as a natural heir of the vintage culture. And one of the first industrial revolutions, like the melting of the metal, or the first urban settlements, the first modern school system, the modern agriculture, started a long, long time ago. And now we actually showcase how the modern Serbia, through the creative industries, added values to all these traditional industries like the agriculture, and how Serbia now actually exports some of the greatest creative products, high-end products that are very valuable on the market, and they still are changing the society, as we believe today. And that's why, besides this a major part of the exhibition around the vintage culture, we also have a part of the exhibition called the Serbia Now, that actually demonstrates where is Serbia now in the most demanding and faster developing industries like the artificial intelligence, e-government, COVID fighting as well, which is very important, and having in mind the reaction we get from the people, and approximately 5 to 6% of the returning people coming to our pavilion, we have to say that we are actually very satisfied, and the message received are very, very good.
Fantastic. Igor, what about, you mentioned exports just now, what about the collaboration amongst the other countries here at the Expo? Have you found that there's great B2B and even some B2C opportunities for the Serbian companies as well?
Yes, of course. The business opportunities we take it very seriously. We had our own business-to-business team, and in our 9 thematic weeks, we had over 1,500 Serbian entrepreneurs and companies coming to the expo. We had a few thousands of meetings and B2B matchmakings. We had actually contracts signed. And I'm very honored to say that we had one of the biggest business delegation coming to the expo. Only for our national day, we had over 430 people participate in the business sessions. Not just that, we also, together with the Serbian Chamber of Commerce, operate the Serbian Business Hub here in Dubai South, which was actually another home for our companies for the previous 6 months. And the good news is we are going to continue these activities in the next 1 year. And the idea was to actually create or recreate connections with the companies in the Dubai, United Arab Emirates, Middle East, but with the entire world.
Yeah.
And that's why I think we did a calculation. We actually had the meetings with almost every country in the world, and that's why the cooperation with all the pavilions was very, very well. And the cooperation with our pavilion was very important because only working together on certain topics we can actually make this world go around. Not forget, Expo is happening in the period of the global crisis, both economical and the health crisis. But working together, we actually managed to overcome all these challenges and issues and showcase that the Expo as a platform is very good to raise and solve various challenges on the global level.
Yeah. Now you previously mentioned artificial intelligence and innovation. Now, Serbia has been described as the Silicon Valley of the Balkans. And how would you elaborate on that?
But all that starts with one very interesting thing, and that is with the people.
Yeah.
So human capital and people and the creativity of the individuals around typical platforms. For example, like Serbia Creates platform that runs this entire pavilion actually showcase that there is no limit when it comes to the innovations. You just need to give people the right environment, and this is where our government, comes in and help with the various incentives, platforms, supports to make people a good environment to create, not just to create, but to export their products and services all over the globe. And this is where the creative industries comes to. At this point of time, creative industries of Serbia represents 7.5% of our GDP.
Okay.
Very good thing is almost 60% are very young people, 20 to 45, and almost majority of them are women. So we also use this expo to showcase the women entrepreneurship is very important when it comes to the creative industries and adding value to traditional economies.
And just on that, have you seen more creative ideas as a result of the last 2 years of COVID and the pressures that COVID has had on the people?
Actually, yes, because they gave us another opportunity, not just working from the home, but actually trying to find another way to put the products on the market, try to find new products that will actually solve new needs and wants from the customer side. And in times of the crisis, we need to move forward. We shouldn't just wait for things to happen. We need to be part of the solution and be proactive.
Yeah.
And we as a country, especially with all these young people working in creative industries, ITs and so on, actually we are eager to go forward even if it's a crisis. So, and I would say that the results are there and will be there soon also.
Remarkable.
I think that's the biggest takeaway that I've had, with the pavilion, but even listening to yourself, Igor, is that the age and that spirit of the entrepreneurship is really empowering, and the female entrepreneurship. I think that's something that Serbia should be really proud of.
Exactly. In one of the thematic weeks, we actually have, again, run by our Serbian Chamber of Commerce, the women entrepreneurship ideas here, signing agreements with the local women entrepreneurship in Dubai, but also showcasing one of their products. We also, for example, feature the fashion show here at the pavilion, again together with the local ladies, and to showcase that they can actually run the world, and it was very, very successful. Also, some of the best meetings were also run by the ladies hand in hand with the gentlemen from Serbia. But again, idea is to open the door to everyone who is willing to work hard, showcase their creativity, and again to showcase that Serbia is very competitive on a global level. You just need to believe it. And the pavilion and our team were there for the 6 months to be a platform to support these kind of activities, and I'm pretty sure we succeeded in that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think congratulations. It's a really great energy in the pavilion. It's well lit. It's great. the immersive experience is quite powerful.
It is, and the very thing is, there was approximately 40 to 50 people on a daily basis running the pavilion, with the great support from our cabinet, of the government, from the Chamber of Commerce, development agency, and but I'm very particularly glad is that we run this by heart. You know, if you have a good team and when you do this from the heart, there's no things that you can actually that you cannot solve. Also, we had a great cooperation with other pavilions because problems are more or less the same. And sometimes it is a matter of minutes when you need to solve it. For example, you need equipment or you need a manpower or whatever. We're all here to support each other. At the end, it's the experience for the guests and for the business clients. There are no any rooms for any selfishness or something like that. So we're all here to make people comfortable, to see all our beautiful countries. All over 190 countries participated in the pavilions. So I think we all, at the end, together with the organizers, did a great job, to showcase to the world. Then in the time of the crisis, great and large events can happen and will happen in the future as well.
Well, you certainly have. Thank you so much for explaining all of that to us.
Thank you very much. It was my pleasure.
Such a pleasure to meet you in person as well.
Pleasure was mine. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Igor. Thanks for joining us on Import Export TV.